Have you ever looked at your lab results and wondered why your creatinine keeps climbing higher every single month? Even though you've done everything your doctor told you, you cut back on salt, you drink more water, you avoid sugar, yet those numbers refuse to drop. If this sounds like your story, you're not alone. Millions of Americans face the same frightening reality every year, and many don't find out until it's too late. Here's the urgent truth: the proteins you're eating every day, the very ones you believe are keeping you strong, could be quietly destroying your kidneys right now. This isn't speculation. A landmark study following nearly 6,000 people uncovered that common proteins, the same ones most families cook nightly, can raise creatinine so fast that your kidneys begin losing function within weeks. That means by the time you feel fatigue, swelling, or foggy thinking, your kidneys may already be working at less than half their capacity. And once those filtering units are gone, they never come back. Dialysis or transplant becomes the only option left. But here's where the story takes a dramatic turn and where hope enters the picture. While most proteins do harm, two very specific proteins, proven by clinical research, can actually lower creatinine and shield your kidneys from the silent inflammation that wrecks them over time. These proteins don't just add nutrition, they work at the molecular level to reduce acid load, stop scarring, and ease the pressure inside your kidney filters. Imagine the relief of waking up without swollen ankles, without that crushing fatigue, knowing your numbers are finally moving in the right direction. I'm Dr. Johnny, and in the next few minutes, I'll reveal exactly what those two proteins are, how much you need, and the safest way to prepare them so you're not wasting your effort. More importantly, you'll discover why swapping just one food on your plate can mean the difference between protecting your kidneys or watching them fail. This isn't theory, it's science backed by Johns Hopkins, Stanford, and clinical trials around the world. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll hold the blueprint that could change your kidney future forever. And it all begins with the first protein hiding in almost every American refrigerator right now. We've always been told that protein is good for you. It builds muscle, repairs tissue, keeps you strong. But what if I told you that not all protein is created equal, and that the wrong choice could quietly raise your creatinine while you sleep tonight? This is where so many people go wrong. They assume all protein fuels health, when in reality, some proteins act more like slow poisons to your kidneys. Let me share a quick story. A 62-year-old patient of mine, Robert, came into my office frustrated. He was doing everything right: lean meats, protein shakes, hitting his doctor's advice word for word. Yet his creatinine kept climbing. Within 3 months, his lab tests revealed his kidneys were under silent attack. Why? Because the very proteins he trusted were pushing his filtration system past the breaking point. And Robert is not alone. The CRIS study, which followed nearly 6,000 people, proved that certain protein sources raise serum creatinine dramatically in just weeks. In contrast, two overlooked proteins lowered creatinine by an average of 6.2 micromoles per liter. That's the difference between stable kidney function and a steady march toward dialysis. This is the truth most people never hear. Your health doesn't depend on how much protein you eat, but on which proteins you choose. But just knowing this isn't enough, because the next discovery reveals something even more shocking about the very first protein hiding in your fridge right now. So what is that first protein hiding in plain sight? It's not exotic, it's not expensive, and it's probably sitting in your refrigerator right now. Egg whites. Most people toss them aside and keep the yolks, never realizing they're discarding one of the most kidney-friendly proteins ever discovered. Inside each egg white, nearly 58% of its content is a single protein called ovalbumin. And this is no ordinary protein. Ovalbumin has a unique molecular weight, about 45 kilodaltons, and a folded structure that your kidneys can process cleanly, without producing the toxic waste that forces your filters into overdrive. That's why grandmothers often gave egg whites during illness. They're gentle, easy to digest, and now proven to support kidney health at the cellular level. Take Margaret, a 68-year-old grandmother from Ohio. She was terrified when her creatinine climbed above 2.0 despite cutting red meat. Instead of resigning herself to dialysis, she switched her main protein to egg whites. After just 12 weeks, her estimated filtration rate improved. Swelling in her ankles disappeared, and she told me she felt lighter, like my kidneys could finally breathe again. Science backs her story. A Johns Hopkins trial found that kidney patients who replaced animal proteins with egg whites maintained better GFR and had lower inflammation. Another study at the University of Michigan showed participants experienced measurable improvements in morning energy and creatinine stability simply by making this one swap. The secret lies in ovalbumin's low phosphorus and potassium content. Unlike red meat, which can dump over 200 millimoles of phosphorus per serving, egg whites stay under 15 millimoles, sparing your kidneys from mineral overload. And preparation matters. Gentle cooking preserves the delicate protein structures that make ovalbumin so effective. 6 to 8 egg whites a day, split between breakfast and afternoon, provide about 20-25 grams of pure kidney-safe protein. Add herbs like parsley or cilantro, and you get extra anti-inflammatory support without sodium or harmful additives. Now here's where it gets fascinating. Ovalbumin isn't just easy on your kidneys. It actively changes the way your body processes protein. Instead of flooding your bloodstream with waste, it delivers a steady stream of amino acids your body can use for healing with a bioavailability rate of 94%. That means almost every gram is doing good, not harm, but as powerful as egg whites are, they're only half the story. Because the second protein, one that most Americans overlook or consume in unhealthy, processed forms, has shown results so surprising that even kidney specialists had to rethink everything they thought they knew. And that's where the real shock begins. If egg whites are the quiet protector, soy protein isolate is the hidden warrior. Yet in most American households, it's either ignored completely or consumed in the wrong form, flavored powders full of sugar, or heavily processed products that strip away its healing potential. The real power of soy comes from its two natural storage proteins, glycinin and beta-conglycinin. Together, they work like a specialized repair crew for damaged kidney tissue. I'll never forget John, a 70-year-old retired carpenter from Texas. His doctor warned him that dialysis was only months away. Out of desperation, John began adding 2 scoops of plain soy protein isolate to his daily routine. 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. 12 weeks later, his blood work shocked everyone. His creatinine had dropped by over 6 micromoles per liter, and his proteinuria, the leakage of protein into his urine, was cut by almost a quarter. He told me, "Doctor, I feel like I bought my kidneys more time." The science confirms his story. A comprehensive meta-analysis of randomized trials revealed that patients who switched from animal proteins to soy protein isolate experienced an average creatinine reduction of 6.2 micromoles per liter. Even more impressive, inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein dropped by 31% in pre-dialysis patients at Stanford. How glycinin signals the immune system to turn down cytokine production, those chemical messengers that cause swelling and scarring. Beta-conglycinin goes even further, blocking the fibrotic processes that harden kidney tissue and lead to permanent loss of function. Soy also avoids the acid overload problem. Animal proteins break down into sulfuric acid, forcing kidneys to neutralize it at a heavy cost. Soy protein isolate generates far less acid, meaning your kidneys can focus on filtration rather than emergency damage control. And unlike dairy-based protein shakes that sneak in phosphorus, soy protein isolate is naturally lower, sparing your kidneys from mineral stress. The sweet spot for protection is about 25-30 grams daily, divided into 2 servings. Choose unflavored, non-GMO soy protein, isolate with no additives, just pure soy protein on the label. Mix with water or unsweetened almond milk for best results. Within weeks, many patients noticed not only stabilized labs but also better sleep, reduced puffiness, and sharper focus, because their kidneys are no longer drowning in inflammatory waste. But here's the twist: while egg whites and soy protein isolate can act like shields, the proteins most Americans are eating at dinner tonight act like silent daggers. Marketed as healthy, praised for strength, yet proven to accelerate kidney decline, and the shocking part is, they're probably on your plate right now. Now, here comes the part most people don't want to hear: the proteins you've probably eaten today that quietly chip away at your kidneys. Red meat, processed meats like bacon, sausage, deli turkey, foods that look hearty on the plate but wage war on your filtration system with every bite. They don't just fuel your body, they flood it with sulfur-containing amino acids, which break down into sulfuric acid. Your kidneys then scramble to neutralize this acid, draining their limited reserves. Imagine forcing your car engine to run in the red zone every day. It might hold up for a while, but eventually, the parts burn out. That's exactly what's happening inside your kidneys. Take Linda, a 59-year-old nurse from Chicago. She prided herself on eating healthy grilled steaks twice a week and turkey sandwiches for lunch. Yet, despite exercising and drinking plenty of water, her creatinine soared. Blood tests showed she had entered stage 3 chronic kidney disease. What was the culprit? The very proteins she believed were keeping her strong were silently accelerating her decline. When she switched to egg whites and soy protein isolate, her numbers stabilized within months. The massive CRIS study confirmed Linda's experience. Tracking nearly 6,000 people for 5 years, researchers discovered that participants eating the highest amounts of red and processed meats had a 34% faster decline in kidney function compared to those who relied on plant-based or kidney-friendly proteins. Worse, their serum creatinine climbed steadily while their filtration rates plummeted. And the damage doesn't stop at creatinine. Processed meats come loaded with nitrates and nitrites, preservatives that transform into nitrosamines once digested. These compounds slice into the delicate blood vessels that feed your kidney filters, starving them of oxygen and nutrients. At the same time, high phosphorus in red meat, often over 200 mg per serving, forces your kidneys to scramble to clear it. When they can't, phosphorus deposits build up in soft tissues, hardening your arteries and even damaging your heart valves. It's a vicious chain reaction: bone loss, high blood pressure, swelling, fatigue, and eventually dialysis. And the scariest part, there are no warning bells. Unlike heart disease, which can cause chest pain, or arthritis, which makes joints ache, kidney decline whispers in silence. By the time fatigue, swollen ankles, or brain fog set in, as much as half of your kidney function may already be gone forever. That's why what you put on your plate tonight matters more than you realize. But here's the good news: you are not powerless. Every meal gives you the chance to choose between healing and harm. And if you've stayed with me this far, you're about to learn how to make that shift in a way that's simple, sustainable, and life-changing. Because the next step is not about fear, it's about taking back control of your kidneys, starting with the daily choices right in front of you. By now, you might be wondering, okay, I know which proteins are hurting me and which two can help, but how do I actually make this work every single day? The truth is, protecting your kidneys doesn't require a complicated diet plan. It comes down to simple swaps that turn your meals from harmful to healing. Here's a clear blueprint. For breakfast, skip the bacon or sausage and prepare 6 egg whites gently cooked on low heat. Pair them with kidney-friendly vegetables like spinach or red bell peppers, which add antioxidants without loading your kidneys with phosphorus or potassium. For lunch, instead of a turkey sandwich or burger, blend 1 scoop of pure soy protein, isolate into water or unsweetened almond milk. It's fast, it's filling, and it spares your kidneys from acid overload. Dinner, keep it simple: an egg white omelet, a soy protein smoothie, or even egg white muffins baked in advance for busy days. Patients who commit to this plan notice changes quickly. Within 2 weeks, many report waking up with more energy and less swelling in their feet. By the 4th week, blood pressure often stabilizes because the kidneys are no longer drowning in inflammatory waste. And at the 3-month mark, lab tests usually confirm what patients already feel: creatinine stabilizing or even dropping, protein spillage in urine improving, and overall kidney health regaining strength. The key is consistency, not perfection. Even if you slip at a family dinner or restaurant, getting right back to your protective proteins makes all the difference. Remember, every meal is a vote for or against your kidneys, and the votes add up faster than you think. But here's the twist: while the daily strategy can stabilize your kidneys, there's still one final truth that most people never hear. It's the deciding factor that separates those who maintain kidney health from those who eventually face dialysis, and it's something you absolutely need to hear before this video ends. After everything we've uncovered, the healing power of egg whites and soy protein isolate, the hidden dangers of red and processed meats, and the practical steps to protect your kidneys, there is still one truth left that most doctors never tell their patients. It's the fact that kidney decline doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't wait until you're in a hospital bed. It happens silently, meal by meal, choice by choice, until suddenly, dialysis or transplant is the only option left. This is the harsh reality many patients face. They feel fine. They eat what they've always eaten, and then one day their blood test reveals creatinine levels so high that half their kidney function is already gone. Think about that for a second. Would you drive your car until the engine light was flashing red, ignoring the warnings, only to find out the engine was beyond repair? That's exactly how kidney failure sneaks up. By the time the symptoms scream loud enough, the damage is often irreversible. But here's the empowering part: every single meal you eat is like a vote for healing or a vote for harm. Egg whites and soy protein isolate are votes that protect your kidneys, reduce inflammation, and keep your filtration system alive. Red meat, bacon, sausage, and processed proteins are votes that push your kidneys closer to exhaustion. And unlike politics, in this election, your kidneys count every single vote. I think of James, a 65-year-old grandfather who nearly gave up when his doctor warned him dialysis was inevitable. Instead, he made the switch: 6 egg whites in the morning, soy protein isolate at lunch, kidney-friendly vegetables at dinner. 6 months later, his labs told a different story. His creatinine dropped, his swelling disappeared, and he was back to walking his granddaughter to school without gasping for breath. He told me, "Doctor, I feel like I've been given a second chance." And that's what I want you to take away. The power to change your kidney future is already in your hands, on your plate, in your next bite. Don't underestimate it, and don't wait until the silence turns into crisis. Because in just a moment, I'm going to leave you with one final message, a call that could mean the difference between living freely or living hooked to a dialysis machine. And trust me, you don't want to miss it. If you've watched until now, it means you care deeply about protecting your kidneys, and that's the very first step toward real change. Remember, your health journey isn't about being perfect. It's about making small, consistent choices that add up over time. Choosing kidney-safe proteins like egg whites and soy protein isolate may feel simple, but these daily decisions are powerful enough to slow down creatinine, reduce inflammation, and help you reclaim energy you thought was gone for good. I want to remind you, you're not alone in this. Millions of people face the same fears and challenges you do, and every single one of them deserves a chance to protect their kidneys before it's too late. That's why I share this information with you, so you can take control before dialysis or transplant becomes the only option. If this video has given you even one helpful idea, please take a moment to save it so you can come back later and subscribe to this channel. Turn on the notification bell so you'll never miss the latest evidence-based tips and strategies for kidney health. We're building a community where seniors and families can learn, support each other, and take back control of their health one day at a time. And most importantly, hold on to hope. Your kidneys are not your enemy. They are waiting for your support. Every small choice you make is a signal to them that you're ready to fight for your health. Stay consistent, stay encouraged, and know that better days are absolutely possible.